It is me, Terrible. It's time to do top 10 wide receivers in the NFL. We will start with I came up with a top 8. And then there's so many guys that could plug into those last 2 spots are pretty much because there's so many good wide receivers in the league. I have a couple of tiers. I got elite, studs, and then ballers. Like, those are all nice categories to be in. And that's like the top 25 or something. I don't know. But we'll see. But we'll start with this elite tier. I got 8 guys on this list. Pretty much. We'll start at number 8. Mike Evans. Mike Evans is inevitable. And if you haven't learned that by now, you're welcome. I just taught it to you. Alright? Congratulations. Mike Evans is inevitable. Doesn't matter who's throwing it to him. Could be Jameis Winston. Could be Tom Brady. Could be Baker Mayfield. Mike Evans is top 10. It is what it is. Right above him, number 7, A.J. Brown. When you're a freak, you run like a freak, catch like a freak, you're going to be in the top 10. You're going to be in there. He's really good. A.J. Brown is scary good. I wish the Patriots would have taken him instead of N'Keal Harry. But everybody has something that they cry themselves to sleep to, you know? That just happens to be mine. Above him, Davante Adams at number 6. Yes. Pretty good spot for him, even last year. Not good QB play, still was a solid player. Battled some injuries, but he's number 6. He's good. He's really good. Especially when he has a good QB. Speaking of not good QBs, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's been doing it with a very bad QB. I'm kidding, I'm just triggering the Lions fans. Jared Goff is fine. Calm down, it's alright, he's a good QB. But yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Didn't realize how good this guy was the first few years, but he really is elite. Was really good last year, was a big part of their run. It's crazy to see him at number 5, but it's definitely well deserved. Above him, though, not as good of a year last year, but I expect him to bounce back. Ja'Marr Chase. Ja'Marr Chase is at number 4. Like I said, not his best year, but he did have Burrow for a bunch of the year, and I'd say Burrow didn't have his best year, and that kind of reflected off of Chase. But he's still number 4 in our hearts. Number 3, big payday for this guy, CeeDee Lamb at number 3. Yes, pretty good spot for him, I'd say. Top 3 guy, just hard to put him. I'd say he's at least top 5. Most people should have him top 5. I got him at number 3. At number 2, Tyreek Hill. He's a freak. He's so fast. It's just, you can't pass up on a guy like him, and he's done it with Mahomes. He makes Tua look like a good QB. That's tough to do, you know. And of course, at number 1, an obvious pick, for me at least, Justin Jefferson of the Vikings. So, Raider Vikings and Dolphins fans, enjoy this, because you're not going to be given much else to enjoy in the near future, so you might as well enjoy having the top 2 receivers at this moment. But yeah, that's our top 8. That's the elite tier. We go down to the second tier of studs. So these guys, a lot of these guys could be that 9 or 10 spot in a top 10 ranking. The first 2, they're from the same team. I got Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, and I will say, like, the order of these guys maybe doesn't matter that much. The tier is the important one. There's so many good receivers. It's so hard to do anyways. But we do it anyways, of course. But yeah, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, got them up there. Garrett Wilson, absolute stud. I don't even think we've seen his best yet. DJ Moore, stud. anybody, doesn't matter. Puka Nacua, incredible rookie year, gotta have him up there, but I also have Cooper Kupp up there, right there, behind him, although it may just be that one crazy good season for him. The rest is, it's been tough with injuries and all that, so he might, I don't think next year we'll see him this high on the list. I think this was probably the last good spot I'll have him ranked, but Amari Cooper, I'm worried about him falling off a cliff. He's up next, but once again, another guy that's been very solid, just getting older, and should have a good season for the Browns. Got DeAndre Hopkins up here. Worried about his QB situation. I'm not worried about his production. He can always push off of corners and catch a deep ball, every few games. So, he'll be just fine. He'll be good. And then Keenan Allen to round out the studs category. He's been so good for so long. Another guy I'm a little worried about. He's into his 30s, and these guys can play well into their 30s at receiver. It's not quite like running back where they literally fall off a cliff. But I am worried about his decline as well. And now he's on a new team, so we don't know how he will do with Caleb Williams. But I definitely think he's going to help out Caleb Williams a lot. So that's tier number 2. Tier number 3, like I said, this is the ballers category. So this is a very good category to be in. Still a very good spot to be in. We got a couple more number 2 type guys. And this one, Jalen Waddle, is the top of this list. Not that the list even matters, but he's at number 2. He's behind Tyreek Hill on his roster. Michael Pittman's up here. Chris Olave is a baller. Devontae Smith at number 2. He's a baller. Nico Collins moving up into the baller category. Hopefully he doesn't have a down year, a slump or anything, because he was very good last year. Got DK Metcalf here. Stephon Diggs, he's in the baller category, but if he continues his play from the second half of last season, he will fall out very quickly. Chris Godwin's here, baller. Terry McLaurin, baller. T. Higgins, baller. So yeah, that's pretty much the top 10. Those 3 tiers is just one giant top 10. But heading into tier 4, I wouldn't say tier 4 is still okay. Tier 4 is the I'm waiting category. I'm waiting to see what the hell is going on with this receiver first. Maybe they've shown flashes or whatever, but this is still a good tier to be in. Tier 5 is when we get a little disrespectful. Alright, you'll see. But tier 4 in this category, I got Drake London. I've been waiting for him to ball out. I don't know if he has Kirk Cousins now, so here's your shot, buddy. George Pickens, same thing, shown flashes, but still waiting for him to really ball out. Tank Dell, solid last year. We'll see what he does. Jackson, JSN of Seattle. Still waiting to see what he can do. Zay Flowers looked good last year. I'm waiting to see what he can do. And then, of course, I threw some rookies in here. So we got Marvin Harrison Jr. waiting to see what he does. Malik Neighbors, waiting to see. Jaden Reed, solid last year. Rashid Shaheed, solid last year. Just waiting to see what they do. Jameson Williams, getting worried with him. I'm waiting to see. I don't know. We're going to see, but I have a feeling he's not going to do anything special this year either. But Jordan Addison's on here. I think he's going to have a good year. Rome Odunze's on here as a rookie. Dontavian Wicks, waiting to see what he does. So, not a bad category to be in. It's all guys that, they've shown flashes. And we're just kind of waiting to see, what else is going to even go on with them. But tier number 5 is all of the Jags. Tier 5 is, you're in this tier, you're just a guy, alright? You're a Jag, you're just a guy. No, before I go through this list, it's not actually disrespectful. The title is a little disrespectful, but pretty much guys in this category, they're decent. They can be decent on a decent squad. They can be on a not as good squad. But they're not going to be game changers or make massive differences differences, and I had to put the just a guy himself, number one here, Jerry Jeudy. He's just a guy. I thought he was going to be a freak coming out of Alabama, but he's just a guy. Deontay Johnson, I think he'll move up out of this category next year. I just, I think he's solid, but if you're a solid receiver, you're just a guy. Honestly, there's so many good receivers that if you're just a decent one, you become just a guy. Christian Kirk, he really embodies the just a guy spirit. Solid receiver. Like I said, all these guys, they're solid. They're more of like a plug and play. You gotta use them right. They're not just gonna, do things themselves. Marquise Brown, another good one. Like, buddy, you're on the Chiefs, so that Mahomes can just chuck it long to you. Any other team, let's say the Cardinals, you're not as good. So, I think Rashee Rice also in this category. Calvin Ridley, another guy I really liked for a while, but he's had such a downfall that I didn't want the Patriots to sign him in the offseason because I really didn't want him. Josh Downs, just a guy. Cortland Sutton, just a guy. Christian Watson. Once again, these guys are all solid. Like I said, the category, just a little disrespectful, but they're all good. They're solid. They're just not elite. Tyler Lockett, Mike Williams, Josh Palmer, Brandon Cooks, Adam Thielen, John Dotson, Jacoby Myers, Marvin Mims, Darnell Mooney, Gabe Davis, Zay Jones, Jalen Hyatt, Tyler Boyd, Romeo Doubs, Curtis Samuel, Kendrick Bourne. Just some guys. Just a couple of guys. Just a couple of guys. But they're all solid. They're all solid. Any team, a lot of teams would take them as their number 2, their number 3. Look, I gotta know, not to disrespect them. Just, like I said, just the title is disrespectful. But the real disrespect is right here. This isn't a big list, but this is just, you're not good list. You're not good. You're not good. I don't think these guys are good. And then anybody that I just haven't even mentioned today is just, maybe I missed somebody on accident. Maybe there's a number 3 receiver that's about to break out this year. Maybe there's a couple guys I'm missing, but these are just, names I thought were important, and it's almost good if a guy hasn't been mentioned yet. You almost don't want to be mentioned at this point, because right here, tier number 6 is guys that are just not good. I got Treylon Burks here. He's not good. Rashad Bateman, not good. Elijah Moore, Khalil Shakir, Darius Slayton, DJ Chark, Quentin Johnston, Rondell Moore. Just not good. They're just not good. I thought, I don't know. These guys, I thought Rondell Moore would be a little better. I thought like Slayton would be better in his time, but they're not that good. So anybody that I missed or didn't mention, like I said, maybe it's a guy a little bit lower on the depth chart or receiver for whatever teams, but yeah, and the rookies, like, I just didn't even bother with a bunch of the rookies. Some of the top ones, I'm like, oh yeah, we're waiting to see. I don't like throwing the rookies into these rankings. I think it's really tough because they have not played. They haven't played. Like, what am I supposed to do? What do you want me to do with that? Where do I put them? But yeah, let me know in the comments what everybody else has in terms of receiver. Yeah, it should be interesting to see where everybody rates certain guys, but yeah, that'll be it for this one. Congrats, Vikings and Dolphins, you guys got the top 2 right here.